that is, I think, should be this
so true.
underlying, whatever your purpose is, maybe this is a purpose. Have this fun.
And it's how people are, it's how people are made to feel. And that's the magic of it all. So, yes, there's but everything is about, well, how much wonderment have you brought to the guests?
Yeah.
And I think we got that from Jeremy King, where he was explaining that all of, the members of the team are allowed to make a decision there and then as to whether or not, if it's birthday, if it's a moment.
Yeah.
He empowers his team to take that call to bring the joy or the wonderment or the moment to someone.
And that's Sabrina, the final Serve with Purpose podcast of 2025.
Yes.
How's it been? First, thank you. First of all.
No, thank you for having us. Honestly, it's been amazing. And it's been so cool to meet so many different people. I think that probably wouldn't have, I probably wouldn't have met, but seen from afar, or like read their books or read articles about them or gone to their restaurants and everything. So it's been amazing to have that opportunity, I think.
So inspiring, amazing chat. We've had some real legends on this series. I mean,
Straight out the gate.
I know. And also with Jeremy King, and also his new book coming out. I don't know if you've read it yet, that was me. I've read it, like literally pre-ordered it on Amazon and sort of like annihilated it. But it was so cool because the stuff that was written in his book, we got to experience that not only on the podcast, but to a live audience as well, which was incredible. So to be able to do that and have that conversation with somebody that I think has mapped out and influenced London is such a huge way.
Embodies hospitality.
Yeah.
completely. And it's that sort of, it's not just front of house, back of house. It's not just Bev. It's not just chefing. It's people who really are the whole package. And that level of inspiration, attention to detail. I mean, really, I know for both of us, we came away from each one of those episodes just feeling completely revved up and inspired. And it was just a joy to spend that time with everyone. So
On the word joy then.
Yeah.
What's the one episode that brought you the most joy?
But that's so hard.
Go on.
I think all of them were so different though. This is the thing. Like even for example with Rick and Soma, to be able to be on that other side of the bar and be there, because that was a place I would hang out with and drink through the menu throughout the night. But to be able to hear the story behind it, that was really cool. Likewise with Jeremy, Chantal, but all of them were amazing. All of them had the locations obviously also determined the atmosphere as well. Okay, it was amazing as well. That was so fun. I think
so. Right, you're not choosing one.
I can't. No, I want to be invited back. And,
so diplomatic.
Being really diplomatic. But I think all of them were. I think said walking away from all of them, the learnings that we took, and I think to be able to sort of bottle that. We have that now on the podcast, which is amazing. And I think all of them. And I think sometimes a lot of times, especially in the world that we live in now, it's very self-centered. It's all about what's in it for me, what's the benefit.
Hospitality's not that.
And actually, they genuinely want to make the industry better and to drive it forward and to be like, well, what's next? What can I do for the future generations? And how do I create an experience for somebody else? And I think that selflessness was so cool to hear the stories behind.
So this might not resonate for generations watching, but the thing when you said that, I just thought Care Bear Share, like it isn't sit up with heart.
100%. And it's that, I mean, there were so many moments of joy. I mean, also, Jeremy King, unreal. It really was a pinch moment. But also, I think, we talk about purpose, we talk about the story, we talk about what's important. And every single one of those people was doing something more than just deliver great hospitality. And that it kind of came all the way back to what we discussed in the first meeting, which is what is purpose and the power of it. And everything that they did was to give great food, beverage, guest experience, to fulfill all of those.
Still not giving me more.
I know, I'm so sorry. So I get being asked to choose your favourite child.
And lots of parents say they can't choose, but they do.
I mean, my parents definitely chose me. I'm going to get into trouble now. But
give me one. Give me a moment. Because there was a lot of laughter on camera and off camera. So is there a moment that sticks out? I saw some photos of the last series that's about to come out with this. Looks so good.
Yeah. Anna, go on. You go first.
That's such a cop-out. Okay, I think probably for me it was, and I think also because I got to interview Jeremy to the live audience as well. I think that was quite special for me, because when I first started in hospitality, and bear in mind I came from sort of completely different industry and then into nightclubs, I was kind of Googling like, London's best restaurant. I couldn't even spell restaurateur, I was just like, London's best restaurant. And, Jeremy would come up. So to have that opportunity to have that conversation, I think was really special. But even small little things that he said, that things that he learned, that lighting is not about the light, but it's about the shadows. It was such a genius thing that I was just like, wow, that's so, why have I not thought about that? Yeah. So then makes you think, so every time I walk into a restaurant now, or space, I'm like, okay, well, what about that lighting? How do we do this? So it really opened up a lot of different sort of vision and perspective for me as well. But equally, all of them were amazing. So,
Go on.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, the time that we spent with Archie.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He's hilarious. He's just got such cool energy.
I mean, not just because I got to have a kind of root in the kitchen, which is like spiritual home. But the time spent with him, and also just how, when we just discussed about doing something more than just your own moment, but to bring a whole cultural heritage to such an iconic location. So Borough Market for me for years and years has been this wonderful spot where you can have street food, and there are historic traders and people there, but for me, seeing him bring West African cuisine to a pivotal point in London that is engaged by so many people is really powerful. So he was just charismatic and charming, and the food is unreal.
So I thought both of you from the out would say Aji Akara, because we got to eat beforehand. Well, I was eating and drinking the whole time.
Someone ate the whole menu before.
Just so good.
Yeah,
I think it's that, isn't it? So we're learning also that yes, you are opening a restaurant and you are fulfilling your own creative ambitions and running businesses, but you're giving everybody the opportunity to experience something that they wouldn't necessarily.
To be present in the moment. To be present when you're tasting something, when you're having a meal, something you haven't had before. You are so present.
Yeah.
The outside world and whatever's going on almost disappears. For me, the moment of the first sip of that cocktail, I'm nowhere else. The rice.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
I know.
You're there.
It's transporting you to something else, and I think you made a really good point. It's about, and this is I think why London's so wonderful, is because it is this mixing pot of different cultures, but it's really hard to bring a completely different culture to, like you said, really iconic spots. So I think that's just incredible to be able to do that, and then for it to stay and to last and to build this following, like you said, to give people an experience they wouldn't normally have, because you might not be able to travel, for whatever reason. So to be able to try that, I think is really special.
I'm going to add one more in.
Okay.
Chantal, but not at Positive. Over in Gaylord Heath. Just being outside. Well, I was looking after my dogs, so I wasn't actually there for a lot of it. But just being outdoors with Chantal.
Again,
it was such a place. Yeah.
What a woman. Yeah. What a moment that is now unraveling and developing for her as well. So I mean, that was really special because, we were actually physically in this beautiful nature space, and we're hearing about the stories and the things that are to come, at the Cordia Collective. And I think she is an absolute powerhouse. And again, it's just this.
I was trying to prove that we left London. That's
no.
We left London, went to Haywards Heath.
We did, and we loved it.
And we loved it,
and we will be back. But she's again incredible woman, brilliant kind of. For me, she really does epitomise when you put purpose first, and then also it's backed up by as well. Massive talent, massive skill. She's just.
I hate mushrooms until I had a Chantal Nips mushroom.
I'm just saying.
Nice change.
So Nachi's on camera laughing because I was like, I don't know if I want this on the menu when we did the first event, and then I tasted some of hers, and I was like, sorry, what now?
Yeah.
This is my jam.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
And I think she's really inspiring as well. So I think, and I hate to say this, but still in quite, hospitality is still tends to be quite a male-dominated industry. And that's not a bad thing at all, but I think to encourage, well, at least to give the option to other young women that their place professionally can also be in a kitchen, I think is also really, really key. And I think that is what it's about, is about being able to showcase. I think, if people can see it, they can believe that they can be it as well. No matter who you are, whether it's men, women, whatever, however you identify.
Yeah,
I think
not just doing it in a traditional way.
Yeah, doing it innovation.
Yeah, blazing a trail on our own terms. It wasn't a case of just opening there and then opening another restaurant somewhere else. Cordia Collective's completely different sort of concept, grounded in the land. And I think all of that just shows it's blazing a trail of what it means to be a chef.
Yeah.
I was almost about to call her a farmer. How do you think she'd feel?
I think that there's just a sense of that, but there's also, she's a custodian of her, of this beautiful, space, this land, this area, this area that she's creating, and I think that's really special. And to have that drive, determination, and to be that inspired to go for it, and as just saying, to give, young women in hospitality, someone to say, to look up to and be inspired by, because
it's not just her whole kitchen.
Definitely.
So it's female-led kitchen.
And I think it's really important, and I hate to talk about, because actually really it shouldn't really matter who we all are, because actually if you're good at what you do, that should be the leading point.
But we're not a 50-50 and the world isn't equal, so it does still matter.
But the thing is, like, in some ways, that this is really got to go to sort of topic, I think when we talk about equality, I think especially now it's got very murky with what that means. But I think
it's been co-opted.
And I think there should, by just creating opportunity and visibility for the people that need that. Like, for example, I don't need another woman to tell me I can do it, because I know that I can do it. But I know I'm very lucky that I have that belief. But for the people that need that, this is why having representation is important. And I think she does that. Same with Sue as well. I think such a cool story, such a family, like that element. I was so interested in that dynamic of her working with her brothers, because I just think it's such a rarity to see that. That was so fascinating.
And they've launched in the US since we did that podcast. So trajectory like that.
And also like Indian food, especially in New York, I've seen such an uptake with this. Obviously cricket as well. Rick did a pop-up there as well. Seeing these flavours sort of coming through, integrating into different markets and different cities. Again, like people are, I feel like the industry, whilst it has so many challenges, especially in the UK at the moment, but also on the flip side, there are these opportunities. And these people who are leading the industry, they are pioneering, they're creating these opportunities. And I think for so many people, it's showing that you need to create your own opportunities. You need to be constantly looking and searching and
So if I'm moving from opportunities to learnings, and we've discussed quite a few, but what are the two big ideas or things that you've learned each during the course of the pod? Because we've explored each other's worlds, right? We've gone from food and bar world a little bit. We'll delve into it a bit more. You've been behind the bar, you've been in the kitchen. Have you learned anything from each other's worlds?
Yeah, I think it certainly reinforced my understanding of how important the whole piece is when you put together. So I think in hospitality, there's sometimes, there's obviously a front of house and a back of house. When things harmonise, you have the whole package, but really the detail and depth of understanding that all of the people that we have spoken to go into. It's not a light touch. It's a fully immersive, live, dynamic thing that they really engage in to make sure they're delivering wonderful things to everybody all of the time. And I mean, I'm very good at the drinking of Anna's drinks, but less so with the baking.
Do you know what 50 mil is?
No, she doesn't.
Right?
I'm on US measures.
I'll keep it up.
I'll keep it up.
I mean, it's been so insightful to have this I think it's one thing to sit at a bar and enjoy something that someone has made, but to spend time with Anna and to see the way that she interacts with the people that we've interviewed is just this new kind of level of understanding I've got, and marvel at the detail that goes into all of these things. And it's been incredible for me to have some of that learning from you, because it's not just having a delicious drink. There's so much more, and I found that super insightful, and it certainly made me think a little harder about who is making, how they're making, and where things are from.
What's in the scenes?
Hotels do to you with the style, or not so much?
Do you know, I began in a hotel very many moons ago, as a very young chef, but I haven't spent much time in hotels apart from as a guest.
Hotels are such different worlds.
I know, Mike, and I think it's that all those little touches in the guest service piece that I find really special. So also Anna's stories, and of the Savoy days as well. It's incredible to hear. So I've loved the whole episode.
Well, hopefully we can explore. I think hotels are so interesting because I think the great thing about hotels, they combine your world, like the front of house, the drink side of things. And I think the one similarity that I've kind of seen, and because obviously, as you know, I'm a terrible firm. Well, the processes are often, no, honestly, truly, like terrible.
Did you make a salad?
No, I just observe.
In a drink?
Yeah. No, my cooking is liquid cooking. But I think the processes, the intricacies of the processes, I think, and also like the fact where everyone gets their inspiration from. I think everyone's stories, like people's heritage and upbringing and influence and where they trained, or all of this amalgamates into this final dish. It's not just this is the dish.
Yeah.
There's so many layers, so many stories, and I think when you understand that, I think when you listen and when you watch, like even just sitting at the kitchen counters, like I'd be like, oh my god, I didn't, like that's really cool. Like I don't know, it's so simple. When you were like hollowing out the cucumber, I was like, why are you doing that? And then I realised, so this the salad doesn't go soggy. I was like, literally would never cross my mind. But it's really, but
you tried it.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's just a really, really basic example of being able to understand other people's world. And I think the more you can understand, this is why I truly believe in like things like cross training. The more you can be in someone else's shoes, the more you can understand, actually, to your point, the overall service and hospitality for that guest. Because service, in theory, so my practice, it should be what I call like intrinsic behaviour. Like you don't think, how do I tie my shoelace? You just tie your shoelace. This is what technicalities, the transactional elements, service should be, that to leave room for those joyful, magical moments of what hospitality is.
It's so true. Yeah.
And that's where you can have fun. And hospitality, it should be fun. Nobody wants to go to a bar and cry unless you like breaking up with someone, which obviously I've done before.
It depends how many we've had to drink.
Yeah. I mean, there is that point, like crying into your picante. But you want to go to
a great title for a book, by the way.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out soon.
It's a breakup album.
Yeah, but you want to go to a bar or restaurant and have fun.
Yeah.
That is, I think, should be this
so true.
Underlying, whatever your purpose is, maybe this is a purpose. Have this fun.
And it's how people are. It's how people are made to feel, and that's the magic of it all. So yes, there's dessert, but everything is about, well, how much wonderment have you brought to the guests?
Yeah.
And I think we got that from Jeremy King, where he was explaining that all of the members of the team are allowed to make a decision there and then as to whether or not, if it's birthday, if it's a moment.
Yeah.
He empowers his team to take that call to bring the joy or the wonderment or the moment to someone. And I think then you leave somewhere and all of the component parts were wonderful and delicious and great, but you were made to feel really special. And I think that's where the kind of the magic of hospitality happens, I think, really. And all of those people that we've spoken to were really driven by, if you come into the space, you've taken that decision to come here, and we want to make you feel great. We want you to have a good time.
So then if we think forward, wonderment, joy, fun, great hospitality, who do we want? Your top three guests. And I'm going to push you.
Yeah.
Please. We haven't done one or two or on anything. So
Okay.
I need 3 names and why.
Maybe we can each go.
Yeah, okay.
Then
I'll keep
Yeah, no, we go first.
Angela Hartnett.
Yeah.
We are going to find that lady,
Angela.
and we are going to have a good old chat with her.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we could get some great. I'll sort out the champagne.
fabulous.
Yeah.
I think
I think now's probably the right time to say that we are in an Angela Hartnett space.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I mean, it is absolutely stunning. It is the best lobster pasta in the city, and I can be quoted on that. So let's return to full quote.
Yeah.
But she's a powerhouse, and what I think is remarkable about her is that she has come through a time of like the Ramsey era. So she's transitioned through all of these moments, and she's been a fierce advocate for women in hospitality and supporting and mentoring. And this run of incredible chefs that she's had working for her, many female chefs, and she's a powerhouse, and I would love to chat with her.
So Angela Hartnett.
What a woman! Yes.
2.
Okay, so I think tapping into the hotel world. So I mean, there's loads of. I would do a podcast in every single hotel because I just think the walls have so many incredible stories. But to highlight one hotel with sort of. The Corinthians had 2 really amazing appointments in the last sort of year, both of which I've worked with. So Charlotte Weatherall and Karina Elias as well. So I worked with them both at the Langham, and they gave me so much opportunity. And it's really, when you look back, you're like, can't believe they let me do that. Like, here we are. When you're young, you get all these ideas, and but I think also that's incredibly. I think they are really truly changing the game of how hotels are run. So that would be really cool to have both of them, I think, on at the same time.
Duos.
A little duo, because I think that would be. And the Corinthians is beautiful as well. They've got beautiful suites. So many incredible sort of stories, and I think it's a hotel company that is sort of growing quite so rapidly as well. But on the
serving customer.
Yes, exactly. Well, there you go.
Great.
I didn't actually know that, but fabulous. And then obviously so many hotels, Seasons, Savoy, you've got Raffles, you've got oh my gosh, London is just full. You've got the new Waldorf Admiralty Arch opening. I mean, so we could do an episode every day if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But yes, that's who I was looking for. Yeah.
Number 3.
We've got 3 each, though. You know.
3 each, yeah. So you've got 2 more.
I think Nick Jones would be.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
And his son Ollie.
Yeah.
And I think there's something in this duos piece. So
yes, we should do Nick and Ollie. Yeah.
And maybe the dynamic duos piece. Sometimes that might be siblings, it might be parents, or it might be partners. I think that could be a really interesting thing, seeing how that collaboration in the business might work.
Yes,
I think it would be incredible to speak with him about Soho House, the journey, the happenings, and how
Picante.
it's
the global business model. Yeah.
But I think that would be
Do you
incredible.
think still make a good picante?
Yeah, 100%. Honestly,
Can he cook? Not that he does.
no, but I think Ollie can. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm just going to say that I said this. But they're also opening up the Clement Hotel.
Yes.
And they've just opened up Corner Shop as well, which is
Shop.
Amazing.
Yeah. I think that could be really interesting.
Right,
and just a lifestyle hospitality piece.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be fascinating. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So that's 3.
Okay, I have another duo, actually. So this is, to give a little bit of context, these are 2 people. So Amrit Maan, who is the owner of Punjab restaurant on Neil Street, Covent Garden, which best incredible butter chicken, and also Mikkel Iverson as well. So he's the founder of Under One Sky. So Under One Sky is a charity that started up in lockdown that provided incredible meals and truly hospitality throughout sort of lockdown and beyond. Literally, they had the whole team of us volunteers going out on the streets and feeding people. And Amrit provided all of the meals. And honestly, it was just this incredible. I don't think I've learned as much in hospitality as I have from both of them, because it was so selfless, and it was so. And I always remember Mikkel saying to me, when you understand what people value, then you can have impact, which now I've kind of coined as one of my expressions. But it just, and I remember having this conversation, and it's really easy to deliver incredible service in a beautiful 5-star hotel, but can you still deliver that level of hospitality on the streets, in the cold, in the rain, when people are severely mentally distressed and ill And
in a moment of crisis.
Yeah. But what they've done, they don't do it for themselves. Honestly, it's what they do is truly incredible. So yeah, the duo behind Under One Sky for going down.
And you volunteered for them for 5 years.
So starting in lockdown, so oh my gosh, honestly, it really changed my perspective on everything. And it was what they've done. I was just lucky to be that small part of it. But I would encourage anyone to go and volunteer. It changes your perspective on everything, like really.
Perfect. Number 4, number 5.
We're just planning out our next episodes, basically.
See, now I'm like duos. Do we duo?
No, let's go.
Okay, because I really would love to chat to Joan Kay. She's surreal. Like, talk about major milestones, women, industry. I really want to chat with her about her journey, what she's achieved, and she's just a remarkable woman doing remarkable things. And if there was not, I just want to spend some time with her. So I would love that. I would really love that.
I guess there's a lot because she got a Michelin star, and I guess there's just such a spotlight that then lands on, especially as a black woman being in the industry at that moment in time. And I would empathise if she was just trying to protect her peace and just cook some food. Sure. So if it's not next year, we will get her on at some point, because the world can get very loud when 100%. Everyone wants to join you.
I agree, and I think it is the. I love that protection piece. That might need to add that to my email signature. Actually,
but please don't reply.
The merch for 2026 is going to be strong here. Yeah. But you're right. And I think it's that there comes a time, and I think in speaking to all these wonderful people, where if you have if you have larger businesses with the structure of the operation, you can buffer that slightly. Your requirement for pull is always there, but actually this idea of being able to just protect yourself, so you can nurture and develop your creative process to continue delivering something that does need to be tended to. So I completely understand that. Whenever she's ready, then we will be ready. But it would just be incredible to chat to her and hear about, it's such a momentous thing to have achieved. So, just tell us, and we could spend some time and learn from her, really. So.
Final one, number 6. Is it a duo? Is it an individual?
I was going to go quite big.
Go on.
completely outside of the industry. You know what? And maybe this is more vague for dinner guests or whatever, but I think because hospitality is something that transgenders do anything, I would love to sit down and talk with Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Totally out the industry, but I think the perspective from her, from a completely different world, and what her purpose is, her purpose was. I think the work that she does with young women is incredible as well. But I think to understand what drives her sort of purpose, does hospitality influence that? Is that part of the conversation? And I just think that would be really interesting. And I think her journey, I don't know if you've read any of her books, but just incredible. I just think it would be somebody completely different, and I think serving with purpose in a different industry, I think would be really interesting to understand.
I think that's quite fascinating as a spin-off, is that we're speaking to people in our industry, and we're discussing how purpose and these things inform or direct their decision making. But actually, what's quite fascinating is how people view hospitality who aren't in our industry. So who are those people that really value that, and they understand how important it can be to bring clients together or friends together and do it in the bottle of hospitality, again, something quite special from that. So I think you're onto something.
So in her book, she mentions family cookouts. Yearly at the White House, hospitality was a huge thing, thinking about state dinners, and that's typically the space of the First Lady. So you never know, there might be a secret in hospitality.
And that's almost like a little bit sort of behind closed doors. I'd be fascinated to understand more of protocol and can you still, through maybe very regimented protocol, like we have in the UK, can you still find those small moments that where you can deliver that sort of joy? I just think that would be so incredibly interesting. And I think ultimately everybody serves with purpose in some ways, or should, maybe. But I think from a completely different industry looking in, I think we can learn so much.
Yeah, agreed. Love it. I love it. Well, I'm excited. You never know.
Honestly,
we'll tag everybody and let's see.
I think
6 degrees of celebration.
Oh, we're coming for you.
Yeah. Honestly, I think anything is possible. I really have the mindset that I think anything is possible.
Yeah.
As long as it's you.
As long as
I like that. That's the voice.
Amen.
Remember the head butler at the time, Sean Davern. Yeah, Sean Davern, who was the head butler when the hotel reopened in 2010. And his sort of motto was like, "We can make anything happen as long as it's legal." And he just said it. He was Irish. Said it was so dry with just such a cheeky smile. And honestly, so true. So true.
Amen.
Amen to that. Final question.
Yes.
Now we have done 8 episodes.
Yes.
Has your idea around what serving with purpose means changed? What does serve with purpose mean to you now?
Do you know, I'm going to say it hasn't changed. It's just been reinforced for me. So I think just before we began this podcast, we talked about when you asked me what serve with purpose meant to me, and it's about kind of taking action plus.
Yeah.
And everyone that we have met has positively reinforced this idea that we can make a decision and it can benefit our business, but it also does something else. And I think this ripple effect is what I'm getting from this. So, and it's also kind of reminded me that as business progresses and as our lives progress in our hospitality sector, that these things develop too. So it's not just a static commitment to something that we continue, to live by. It develops, and we want to do more and be more, and this might ebb and flow and change. It's a very dynamic thing. So that has been just a real great energy to be a part of.
Exciting. I think it's really easy to forget that we all can have a purpose.
Yeah.
Because, like we said before, everyone's busy. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of this, and sometimes you forget. I think sometimes just to take that time to be like, okay, but what actually is my purpose? And it doesn't have to be anything. It can be something so small. It doesn't always have to be life changing overnight. But I think even just to take that moment to be like, well, what is my purpose? Just to remind yourself, okay, cool, and then just realign, because it's really easy to get dragged off, I think, in different directions. So I think just reinforcing that, and also just really like what is our without being like too dramatic, like what is our purpose? At some point, with this beautiful sort of like life cycle, like how can we contribute? How can we give back? How can we make a difference? Yeah. Even just by saying hi to someone or asking them how their day was, or take that time to like. I always say, like, when you walk in somewhere and there's something on the floor, do you walk past it or do you pick it up? Like, when you walk through a door, do you turn behind to see if there's someone there? Or do you just keep it? We all have a choice. So make that choice to be like, what is our purpose in what we do? And just have clarity in our mind.
Yeah, these guests that we have met, it's not what they do, it's who they are.
Yeah.
Jeremy can just stop being Jeremy. Like, this is it. It's who you are.
Yeah.
It's the way you are, and I think that's really special. Really special.
Thank you, Sabrina, Anna, you've both been epic. I cannot wait till next year. And my takeaway from all of this is that essentially my life ideas is drink Cantays and not cry.
Don't worry, we'll make sure of that. Don't worry, I'm the personality hire, so I've got it.
Thank you.
Thanks
so
for
much.
having us.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much.